Yes, of course.
And how great is it for your reserve players? Like you guys win a lot of games by a pretty healthy margin in your conference. So when you guys go out, what does it mean to your reserve players when they hear the starters on the bench engaged in the game and cheering for them?
I think they love it. We love to do it too. I think that our starters, like our first 6 or 7, for the most part, we're pretty hype, I guess.
Yeah.
So we love to make that, have them feel that too. So we obviously want that in return. So we try and do it when they go in. And we think it's really exciting. Like, as a freshman, I played kind of a lot, and I loved that. I loved hearing my student section and all my friends chanting, "She's a freshman."
Yeah,
and I
that's
love
really
that.
good.
And I think all my teammates deserve that too. They all work hard. They work just as hard as I do.
Great answer and great attitude. And Emma's the same way. She's all about the team. It's never about her. In fact, we did some things, for her during the postseason. I can tell she was a little embarrassed by it, because she doesn't want the spotlight on her. She wants it on, the group, on the team, and not on any individual, including herself, which, pretty unselfish thing to do for a 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yep.
And, you guys are the same way. I mean, Desiree is the same way. I mean, you guys,
Yes,
it's all about the
exactly.
team. It's not about any individual.
I was just gonna bring her up. Yeah, her sophomore year, she tore her ACL in her last game, but the whole summer, everything into that, she was 100% in it to make sure that she came back and that the team knew she was still there for everybody.
So important to stay engaged and it's a chance as a starter to serve your teammates, right?
Yep.
As opposed to being served.
Definitely.
That's a travel on Abel. Good call. 52-32, 12:21 remaining. Tough second half for the Dashers. Outscored so far 18-2. It was 34-30 at the break. And I'll tell you what, this is why Katie Coleman is an elite coach in this state. She understands the game so well and is able to make adjustments at halftime that put her team in position to succeed. And it's no accident that they won state last year. Yes, they have great athletes. Yes, they have great players. And again, Coach Coleman will be the first person to say it's not about me, it's all about the players. And, I agree, but, she does such a fantastic job as a head coach.
Yep, you can tell that just by looking at her girls.
Yes. It's a 20-point lead for the Pirates, 52-32 with 11:52 to go. It's been all Bayport in the second half. Bayport coming in number 1, DSHA number 8. Shot is no good. Rebound, Dashers, open look 3, short, way short. That was Jarecki, and again, rebound, Bayport. I would ask you this, Dakota, but you guys rarely lose. But in a position like this, I mean, what's the mentality like when you're down, big like this? I mean, what goes through your mind? What are you trying to do?
I think a lot of times, we're down a lot in games. I admit that strongly. We come out a lot of the time on top, but we always have the mentality to slow down and take the shot that we're comfortable with. Don't play out of your barrier. So me going out and shooting a 3 versus Abby shooting a 3, it's completely different.
Sure. So that totally makes sense. I mean, stay within your games. Stay true to what you are.
Yep.
Right.
And then another part of it is watching our fouls too. I said it before, but DSHA needs to watch their fouls. Again, it's 2-6 right now.
Yep, 16 fouls on the Dashers, only 2 on the Pirates in the second half, 52-32. So a great example would be that Oostburg game that we did a couple weeks ago. And, boy, I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with Oostburg. I thought they played exceptionally well.
Oh, we were too.
I mean, they came in, they were ready to go. And, they gave you guys all you wanted and more. But at the same time, at the end, I mean, I could almost feel the last 3 minutes, it's almost like some switch went off saying, okay, now we have to go ahead and win this thing.
Yeah.
And you guys just went to another level that, for whatever reason, they just couldn't get to. And, that's coaches get frustrated because sometimes it takes you longer to get to that level than what they would like.
It took way too long to turn that switch on.
What was halftime like? I can't imagine it was sunshine and roses.
Oh, it definitely wasn't. We've had some rough half times, not going to lie. But
absolutely.
A big part of that halftime was just trying to
wake you up,
keep
right?
putting it in, keep saying that we need to get it going.
Injured player. Is that Kitzler? No, that's injured player on the floor. the Bayport kids have stepped in where they needed to. So Nagel obviously is out. Kitzlar went out. McIntyre went out. But they've had kids step up and play.
Yep, definitely have.
And, in your younger years, I'm sure you went through this. I mean, hey, just because you're not on the floor to start the game doesn't mean you're not going to be out there to finish the game, and you got to be ready when your number's called.
Yeah, for sure.
Kyla Hendricks comes back in for Bayport. She's going to be a really good one. Her court IQ is really, really strong. Mom played at Green Bay, assistant coach on this Bayport team. It's a 19-point lead for Bayport, 52-33. We're now at the 10-minute mark in the second half. There she is, Kyla Hendricks for two. And that's just what we were saying. You're not necessarily going out looking for shots, but if you've got an open look, you're going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Shot no good. Rebound, Pirates.
It looks like the Pirates are starting to slow the game down just a tiny little bit.
Yep. Look at Drock calling for the ball down there. When I bought my 50-50 tickets, I said, how much for $10? And they said, well, like 12 tickets or whatever. And I said, well, it ought to be Maddie Drock's wingspan. That should be how many tickets I get.
Yep.
Because that would be like 87 tickets.
For volleyball, we do that too.
Do ya?
Yeah, they're always like, I'll take your arm span. I'm like, okay.
9:16 to go, 54-33. Three-pointer, no good. 21-point lead matches the biggest of the night for the Pirates. And there's, boy, it is physical on the floor. And another crash, and this time it's Maddie Drock. Boy, who supplies the ice tonight, Dakota?
I don't know if we'll have enough wherever it's coming from.
Exactly. 21-point lead, 9:05 left, 54-33. Stay tuned to the next break. We're going to have an important message about W7 Girls Basketball Day coming up, so stick around for that. Shot no good. Boy, good save by
That was
Hushit.
a good save.
Emily Kapler for two. That is the first field goal of the second half for DSHA with 8:40 to go. You don't win many games like that.
No, you don't.
Almost 10 minutes for a field goal. 54-35 now, 19-point lead for the Pirates. Krieger, boom! Emma Krieger again. Time after time, Emma Krieger has come up huge today. And look who the first one is back on defense. Krieger. I hate to give away the player of the game, but I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, she's kind of carrying the team
She
right now.
really has played so well tonight. 57-35, 22-point lead. Free throw, no good.
These free throws are important too.
Dakota, what's it like coming into play at a 1 o'clock weird start time, or on a day, like on a Saturday or something where you normally don't play? Is it strange to try to adjust to that?
Yes. But I say that as a person who didn't have a JV team last year, so when we would come in and be like 6 o'clock and there's no JV game going on, like last year, that was really weird, but we kind of got used to it. I guess playing at 1's completely different than that, I guess. But we used to, our times would change too because of not having a JV team, but it definitely is weird playing early games. We played at 11 o'clock.
And Stevens Jayden O'Brien,
ooh.
I think they rolled up on her ankle.
Yep.
Wow. Can we just stop the game? I mean, I think we're all good with what's going to happen here. I don't want any more kids getting hurt. Jaden's a tough kid. I'll tell you what. She is one tough cookie. And, she's one of those kids, and she's like you. I mean, you almost got to drag her off the floor because, she wants to be in there no matter what.
Type of kid that doesn't ask for a break no matter how much she needs it.
Never. In fact, she's one of those kids that almost looks at it as a weakness to do that. It's not, of course, but that's just the competitor that she is. 57-36. So the trainer talking to Jayden right now.
She's just itching to get right back in.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. She wants back in there right away. Capper. Bounce pass, Hushit. They're so quick, Dakota. They're so much quicker than I thought they were, Bayport is. Just defensively on anticipating and being able to be disruptive on defense. Foul on Drock. Boy, if you're DSHA, you're just looking for anything positive right now. Anything to cheer for, anything to try to establish some momentum. The bench is really good. They're really active, and they always are. They're always very into the game.
Yeah, the energy in the gym's a little dead, partially because it is a weird day, and a weird time. But they definitely bring their own energy.
O'Brien's going to try to walk it off down on the other end of the gym here. We'll see. 57-37. Bella Hushett at the line. First one in and good. So when you guys travel, travel overnight, I mean, what's that? Do you guys have like a curfew? Like, hey, we got to be in rooms by a certain time, or is it kind of like?
Like sometimes we set them, and it's like be reasonable with yourself kind of thing.
Right.
Especially because we played at 6 and then we played at 11 again, so it was like 14 hours of rest or something like that. So like there wasn't a lot of time, so we wanted to make sure we got some sleep and good food in us. But they do, but not always as much as they should.
You don't get any trouble, do you? I mean, you're not out till like 2 in the morning out goofing around or anything, right?
No. I mean, I was asleep by 11.
See, there's always that problem with boys. Girls usually is not that problem.
No.
There just isn't. I won't say why I think why, but there just isn't. I would just say girls tend to be more mature in their mid to late teens than boys
definitely are.
There's a whole load of reasons for that we won't cover here, but I would just say they tend to be much more responsible.
Coach Garceau made a comment about that. He's like, I wonder what it's like to coach boys. And I'm like,
I
don't think you want to know.
Oh my gosh. People ask me, why don't we do boys? I said, because I don't like temper tantrums and drama. I'd rather do teenage girls. And they always laugh when they hear that, but it's so true. We get little to no drama from the girls ever.
Yeah.
I mean, polite, respectful, always respectful.
Yep. We always try and do that. Like, we bring up representing your brand. Anywhere you go, you have a Mishicot shirt on. Like,
definitely.
You better be on your best behavior.
Love that.
We try and protect it as much as we can.
Absolutely. Free throw in and good for Bella Hushett. 57-39, 18-point lead for Bayport. Reminder, our next broadcast will be Friday night from Waukesha North as Mukwonago comes in to take on the North Stars. 7 o'clock tip, 6:45 pregame, Friday night on W7. And then Saturday, we'll have a good one Saturday. Pewaukee Marshall from Pewaukee Saturday afternoon. We've seen Marshall a lot this year too. 57-39. I love the smaller schools. I really love going to those games. It's so fun. It's a whole community type event.
Yeah,
you guys really are really the role model for it. I mean, all the students with their phones and the lights and all that stuff. I mean, it's a really neat thing. Coach Garceau's son does the game day music. He does a great job too.
Yeah, we love him.
So it's a fun environment to be in.
It's a great atmosphere.
Lifetime memories, right?
Definitely. You can go hug like every single grandma that's on the basketball team, and they're always cheering for you.
Foul on Hushett. I don't know if you saw the DSHA parents and grandparents, they're wearing fake like tuxedo fronts today. So
they're
bow
like
ties
penguins.
And they're like penguins. So bow ties and the white shirt fronts. It's pretty funny. I asked Coach Hendricks, I'm like, hey, I travel with you guys. Why don't I get one of those? Pass down to Kitzlar. She's got it. Catherine Kitzlar makes it 59-39. It's a 20-point lead.
Another one.
Coach Cetero told me, he said, you must be like a kid at a candy shop. You haven't had anybody walk in front of a camera the whole game, which is very true. Usually we get people walk right in front of us here, and they always do what I call the duck walk because they think there's a camera right here where I'm at, which there is, but it's just pointing this way.
Yeah.
Our camera's up in the bleachers. So it would be nice for me to say don't worry about it, but what I would normally do is say get down. So I'd make them try to get down as low as they can as they walk by. First free throw in and good, 59-40. Second one is also good. 59-41 with 6:10 remaining. Reminder, stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game coming up. That shot in and good. Kitzlar again. 61-41, 20 points. And Dakota, you nailed it exactly right. Those first 2 to 3 minutes were enormous in this game.
Definitely.
Of the second half, coming out of the break. It was 34-30. And you said, hey, you really got to look at the first 2 to 3 minutes because it gives you an advantage and you can control the pace. And
Bayport
that's exactly what happened.
Definitely controlled the majority of the second half.
Yes. And we've talked about their defense, but they've allowed a total of 11 points in the second half to a team that averages 70 points a game. I mean, that's really saying something. 5:38 remaining, 61-41. Pirates by 20. Here's Garcia. Is there ever a point, Dakota, where you think that you're not in a game that you couldn't come back and win no matter what the difference is?
I don't think I've ever played in one like that. Granted, like you said, we don't lose a whole lot.
Right.
Which I don't want to jinx anything. Knock on wood, but
Coach Garceau, cover your ears. I know you're listening. I know he's listening.
He's in West Bend right now, but there's always hope. They could definitely come back, but they have to start taking control of the game.
Yeah. So it's not even your team, and you still believe that they could come back down 19 points.
Just because of playing against them, I know how they play. They're quick. They're aggressive. They don't give up.
We're gonna get this kid on staff for us. I'm telling you, she is killing it today at Bayport. 61-42 shot, no good. Here comes O'Brien. Look how fast she gets down the floor. Jaden all the way for 2. Jaden O'Brien.
Her length helps her.
Oh my goodness. Jaden ran over Reagan McIntyre.
Ooh.
And that's 5 for Jaden,
yes.
so she's out. She fouls out. And Coach Soteros brought up a great point. DSHA has got to figure out a way to compete against teams that can break their press. They do great if teams cannot break their press, but Germantown was able to figure it out. Bayport has figured it out, and they're totally feeding off it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if it means adjust what you're doing or what it means, but that press has not been effective against Bayport, especially in the second half.
Yeah, it's like the transition between their press and then getting back in half-court defense.
62-44 with 4:59 to go. 18-point lead. Well, to your point, Dakota, get a 3 here. Then you're within 15. Not out of the realm yet. There's still under 5 minutes to go, so it's not over by any means. So if you're thinking about turning off and going to do something else, don't, because you never know what can happen in the last 5 minutes. Garcia on the spin move. Aaliyah Garcia. And here comes that pressure defense now. McIntyre into the front court. Once again, they beat it again. Kitzlar, no good on the shot, but we're going to foul. Boy, that was a nice move by Garcia down here. Reagan McIntyre on the foul. That's 3. So 9 team fouls on 10 now on Bayport, 8 on DSHA. Jaden O'Brien has fouled out of this one. 4:24 to go. It's 62-46.
Every foul goes into bonus now. All these free throws definitely matter both ways.
These are huge for DSHA because you can get points without the clock running. You gotta convert on these. First one for Garcia is no good.
DSHA's quickness on these helps too. They get around the box outs and they can get their own rebounds and put them back up.
Garcia 10 for 14 from the line this year. Before that one, second one is good. 62-47. Timeout, DSHA. We're going to take it with them. You're watching W7. We'll be right back. 62-47. That was our buddy Lily Rangard from Kettle Moraine. In a good Kyla Hendricks for 2. It's 64-47. Back the other way. In for 2. Jackie Jarris. 64-49. It's a 15-point lead. You can see the energy level has really gone up here for
Mm-hmm.
DSHA. Boy, nice crossover dribble, and going to the line will be Jarecki. 5'11" junior. Alexa just 8 for 21 from the line this year. This is, and Dakota, you know this, but this is where the coaches say the free throws are everything. This is why you shoot 300 free throws a day. This is the reason for this moment right here. Because you got to have these.
Definitely is.
First one is in and good. 64-50, 14-point game. It was as many as 22, so they've cut it down significantly. Long ways to go yet. 3:55 left. Second one in and out. Rebound McIntyre. Being guarded by Capper into the front court. And you can see Bayport is not looking to take the air out of the ball and just stall here. I mean, they're still playing full steam looking for points, and I think that's a smart thing to do. 64-50. Down in the corner, McIntyre. Now Abel. Timeout Bayport. Chance to a form to do bulk tickets so that we can take all your orders at once. So check it out. We'd love to have you join us January 19th for W7 Girls Basketball Day. 64-50 with 3:12 remaining. And now 66-50. Maddie Drock on the basket. Here's Hushit. And there's a turnover. Starting to get difficult now. 2:52 to go. 66-50. Back to top of the key to McIntyre and Emma Krieger. Stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game following this one. Unless something crazy happens, we've kind of already told you who it was.
Very well deserved, too.
You know, the thing with DSHA, too, is, I mean, they're a very senior-laden team. You got a lot of seniors on this team. So they got a lot of youth, too, and they're going to always be, very good. But, it's the window here is important for this year for this team if they want to make a run deep in the postseason. They got to figure out this, what happens when somebody can beat our press.
Yep.
Capper,
Definitely.
because, and you know this, the deeper you get into postseason, the better the competition is, and these teams will not be rattled by something like that. And so you got to have an answer. 2:26 remaining, 66-50. Capper on the inbounds. Top of the key, Aaliyah Garcia. She'll take the three. No good. Rebound, Maddie Drock. Pass ahead to Emma Krieger. 2:13 left. 66-50 in favor of the home team and the defending state champion Bayport Pirates. And there's a foul. And believe it or not, Emma Krieger is just a sophomore. So, I mean, number 12 for Bayport. So, I mean, she's going to be around a while.
Yeah, I come from a team where it's pretty much junior-led.
Yeah.
Very promising freshmen and sophomores.
Well, I mean, and Coach Garceau and Coach Connor and everybody else, I mean, they've done, and Mr. Willem as well, they've all done such a great job in building and establishing a program. And you can see there's a huge focus in your community on girls basketball. We saw that little dribblers thing at halftime. You're talking, first and second graders out on the floor doing, dribbling drills and fundamental type stuff, which is really neat to see.
That was our whole goal for the past, or Coach Garceau's goal, too, for the past 5-6 years now, to make this a program starting from second grade up.
Now, Dakota, you and I have to have an agreement here, and that is after you go to school and finish your coursework and get your degree, and you go into the working world, and when an opportunity comes for you to be a head coach of a girls basketball team, which I strongly believe you could definitely do that, you have to contact me right away and let me know so we can come do a game with you.
Sounds good to me.
Because you would be a fantastic coach. I can see that already just from talking to you today.
I do have Connor Dubois. He coaches our 2025s in Michigan, and Callie Krieger, Abby Garceau, and I help them out sometimes.
I can totally see that. So when that happens, the day it happens, I expect a message or a phone call or something saying, hey, Gary, I got this job. We come out and do a game. And I don't care where it is. I'll get there.
I'll definitely do that. I'll make it somewhere warm, too, maybe.
That would be fantastic. 68-51, Kyla Hendricks back in. Dakota Kreeser, our special guest analyst today, done a great job from Mishicot. And, boy, Dakota, wish you guys all the best the rest of the season and you as well as you move on to the next part of your life. Do me a favor. Keep in touch with me. Let me know how you're doing. Anything
for sure
we can
will.
ever
Thank
do,
you.
don't ever hesitate. We're all about you guys, not just in high school but afterwards as well. And there's an injured dasher on the floor. We'll have her out of there earlier. There's just there's no need to risk. And, again, this would be for both teams because it's been such a physical game, and you hate to see anybody get hurt in the last minute and a half of a game.
It's still so early in the season. You don't want anything bad to happen.
Absolutely.
Especially with two very promising teams here.
Yes. And as you know, this is when you really start to press and try to do things that maybe you can't do or shouldn't do, and that's how injuries happen. Garcia puts it in for two, 68-54. But, hey, what do I know? This is some chucklehead talking on a headset here. Jump ball. And if you look, I mean, you don't see, so you look on the Bayport side, I mean, Drock is not in there. Mackenzie Johnson is not in there. So they've already done that. Krieger's still in. Abel is still in, but they've pulled some of their starters already, and I'd hate to see anybody else get hurt. Garcia for three, rolls in, timeout. Dashers 68-57. They're taking down the velvet rope, Dakota. That means anybody now has access to us, which always I don't like. I like having the separation from the masses.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, it's a little different now.
And it's great. So in softball, we bring this canopy with us to do for softball games to put it up to discourage people from just walking over and just start talking to me in the middle of a game, because believe it or not, it happens all the time. And so we put that canopy up, like, okay, don't come in here when we're doing the game. I love talking to our fans, especially after games. Not as much before, it's because we're setting up and everything, but after games, I got no problem. People want to come over and say hello or find out what we're doing. But it happens all the time. During the middle of games, I'm like, I'm doing this game right now. Otherwise, I would definitely, talk to you. But sometimes people just don't get it. Well, look inside the Bayport huddle again. Coach Coleman. Big thanks to her. Big thanks to Coach Dennis Gladwell, also our good friend, assistant coach at Bayport. Coach Gladwell did a great job of helping us make sure that everything was set up and ready for us to go. Made it really easy for us to come here and do a game at Bayport, and I already could not wait to come back. 68-57, and they're playing a ton of retro 80s music, which, I mean, you can never go wrong with that.
I like it.
57 seconds to go, 68-57, 11-point lead. McIntyre to inbound it. Looking for Abel, and it'll go to Johnson, Mackenzie Johnson. Ball on the floor, picked up by the Dashers to Garcia. Faked on the three. Boy, Johnson is so quick, Mackenzie. Out of bounds, gonna stay DSHA. Did you see how quick she got over? Knocked the ball back, inbounds, tried to throw it off another player. That's just such good quickness. 39.3 seconds to go, 68-57. Garcia will take the three, and no good. Rebound, Emma Krieger. And we're going to have a foul. Oh. I don't know if you need to be that physical, but... Well, I think you got a future in broadcasting, too, if you wanted, Dakota. So, our fans the comments are pouring in. So it's all really good stuff. Did a great job today.
Thanks. I can stick to this before I coach my own team.
Well, it's always easier on this side of the table than it is, it's those coaches are. It's easy for us to sit here and say, you should do this and you should do that. They're the ones that have to actually do it. First one in and good for Abel. Second one also good. 70-57, 28 seconds and counting. 13-point lead now for the Pirates, driving in all the way. And in for two is 14. That's Jackie Jarris. Inbound. And another foul. Kyla Hendricks will go to the line this time. 14.6 seconds to go. Stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone New Year's Eve player of the game coming up next. We'll get out of here then and let you get on with your New Year's plans. Happy New Year to everybody, all of our supporters, and all of those who've been so just amazing at supporting what we're doing. Thank you for a fantastic 2019. We already can't wait for 2020. I really think it's going to be our best year ever.
Me too.
Right? 71-59, 12-point lead. We got some great things for softball coming up to talk about soon. We've got great things in girls basketball. It's going to be just a great year. Looking forward to it. We get a new homeschool team maybe in 2020-21. We'll see. 10 seconds and counting. Three-point shot is no good. Rebound, Dashers. Back out top again. Pump fake. Now three. Jarris, no good. 1 second, and that's your ball game. Three-pointer at the buzzer is no good. Final score is Bayport 72, DSHA 59. We're going to take a break and come back with our Zone Athletics Find Your Zone player of the game. Dakota, will you stick around for a little bit?
Sure.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back. You're watching W7. W7, we are back and killing it with these hats. I tell you what. Even our player of the game is getting into the act today. It is Emma Krieger from Bayport. Emma, great game tonight.
Thank you.
Well, you guys did such a great job. And there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. So first of all is, no Emma Nagel tonight, obviously. And, the thing that really just impresses me about you guys, let me make sure I can hear you. So give me a hello.
Hello.
No, I can't hear you. Why is that? Let's see. Hang on. Let me make one quick change. Now try it.
Hello.
There you are. We knew you were there somewhere. All right. So one thing that strikes me about this team is, Emma goes out and other kids have to come in and step up and play roles. And, you're just a sophomore, so, you're one of the younger kids on this team. And I would say, not one of the prolific scorers, but you today said, hey, I've got to come in and go on offense and score points. Did Coach Coleman talk to you about that, or is that just something that you did? I mean, how did that come to be? Because offensively, you were fantastic today.
I just think we all know that we have to fill her shoes. She's out, but we all came together and we all play our game.
And you played against a team that number one averages about 70 points a game. And by the way, you held them to 59 total, including 29 in the second half. And I would even say 18 of those 29 were in the last 7-8 minutes, Dakota.
Yeah.
I mean, so you really shut them down defensively, which again, they're a very high-powered offense. I mean, are you guys playing your best ball right now?
I think we're getting there. We still have a lot of things to work on. Defense for this game was one of our big things, so we just filled what our coaches told us to do.
Dakota, question for Emma?
I do. I have one question. So, Michigan, that's where I go to school.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty okay. We're a pretty good team.
They're pretty good. She's being modest.
So, when you guys have this state championship banner on the wall there, what's the pressure like being the number one basketball team in the state?
We know we have a target on our back, and we know every team's coming for us. So every day, every practice, we just have to get after it. And in our game, the score is 0-0 at the beginning, and they don't matter if we won a state championship. It goes away.
I mean, you guys never get a day off. I mean, really. I mean, everybody wants to play their very best game against you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you guys have to be ready for everybody's best every day. Is that tough to do, or do you like that?
We like it. We want everyone's best game, and we want to see what we can do against them.
Talk to me about Coach Coleman. There's no secret I'm a huge Katie Coleman fan. But one thing that I thought was just amazing that she did, and I'd love your take on this, at halftime it's 34-30. I mean, it is, it's anybody's game. You guys came out in the first few minutes of the second half and just completely took the game over. What happened at halftime? What did Coach talk to you guys about as far as adjustments to put you in a better chance to succeed in the second half?
I think we all just came together at halftime, and we saw our energy was dipping a little bit, so we knew we had to bring it back up. And when we scored a lot in the first few minutes, that just brought our energy back up.
What's Coach Coleman and the staff done for you and for the team? What do they bring to you guys?
They bring energy every practice. They have a practice plan every single day, and they work their butts off to coach us.
Well, you have an elite coach for sure, elite coaching staff. You guys are elite athletes, elite players. I know there's no hot pockets for a while, but I will tell you guys, don't anybody sleep on this team. I'm telling you, they are as good, if not better, than last year, I think. I think you guys are playing just phenomenal basketball. I've seen you twice in the last 4 days now. So Emma Krieger is our player of the game, sophomore for Bayport. Bayport wins at 72-59. Emma, last question. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. So, Emma, everything W7 does, we do for who?
The girls.
You got it. You have been watching W7 Live. This is our last broadcast of 2019 for Dakota Krieger from Mishicot, for Emma Krieger from Bayport, Gary Wilberman, W7. Big thanks to Coach Connor as well for all of his help from Mishicot, and all of you guys for a great, great year. Have a safe and happy new year. You guys can behave yourselves tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. We will see you Friday night from McWanago as North takes on McWanago January 3rd, this Friday, 7 o'clock tip on W7. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2020.